Have you ever found yourself needing someone else to tell you that you're enough, or worse, validate that you're not? If that feels familiar, this video is for you. In this facilitation session, I'm speaking with a woman who is starting to realize that she's been outsourcing her worth, looking to a man to validate who she is instead of having her own back. Let's dive in. What I want to highlight, the need for validation, okay? The antidote to that is having intimacy with you.
And sometimes it's negative validation. Sometimes I want my wrongness to be validated.
Yeah,
And I'm aware of it.
yeah. But the only reason why you have wrongness is because you don't have intimacy with you, because if you had intimacy with you, nothing about you would be wrong anymore. Okay? So if you're playing with the five elements with me, you're on our program, you're on this call, you're obviously aware of it and you're leaning into it. What does it look like to have that be the thing you address? If we're triaging our life, most of us are trying to put a band-aid on a wound when there's internal bleeding. Okay? We're like, someone scratched my itch so I don't have to itch anymore. Meanwhile, your aortic valve has ruptured. All right? Because you're not choosing intimacy with you. It is the antidote to everything else that you're asking to change in your life. Right? So if we sewed up the aortic valve in this analogy, and the heart starts pumping in a totally different way, blood flow to your body starts to change and can probably heal the wounds on the outside that you are trying to address first. Okay? So everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that, the gift of intimacy with you that changes all realities for you, will you destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, bases, creations, and beyonds. Okay? Truly, I've invited you guys a number of times. I'm going to do it again. If you can't do 90 days, do 1 week. Do 1 week of everything. Every question you ask comes from one of the elements. Every curiosity you ask the elements to be there with. Okay? Because that leading into the dating world, okay? Most people are out looking to be validated by someone else's reality, for right and for wrong. Most people are trying to fit into someone else's reality, which is making them insane because that's not real. Most people are out there cutting off their arms and legs, not literally, meaning cutting off parts of themselves, unless they are, I don't know, but to fit for someone else. Most people are looking to have their needs, which are inventions, met, right? So that's the world you're going into. And again, if you step through the door with having intimacy with you, all of that gets silenced and you see it for what it is and you don't get manipulated by it. Okay, you got to try not to be superior with it, because I watch other people choose that. Like, I'm the conscious one, so I'll be this thing in the relationship and be superior. So what can you be that is allowance and vulnerability while trusting you, having gratitude for you, okay? And honoring you with every choice you make, because you have included and infused the five elements into everything in your life, everywhere. Where you want to go to dinner. Hey, five, where should I go to dinner? Hey, trust. Hey, one, body, what do you desire? I'm going to trust that. I'm going to go get that food that just popped up in my head, whatever. And you start to include that. That just starts to bring a totally new, I'll call it foundation for living, but like a totally new space for how you interact with others, where you give yourself up and where you don't, what choices you have on your menu, because you don't have to make yourself small for anybody. And from that place, so instead of focusing on how to get into the dating world, start dating you, I guess is what I want to say. Start dating you. Have those intimate conversations that you think you need with someone else. Have them with you. Okay?
Being that energy, maybe we can create something different, not only with ourselves, but also with someone else.
Yeah. Totally, because you also become like, if So I have this like awareness of this superior choice. So if anybody has that in their world and they want to talk about it, because there's this place where when you have intimacy with you and you have your own back, you become like a unicorn. Like people don't know how to engage with you, but they really want to engage with you. And you're this invitation for them to not be judged, for them to be inquisitive about why you're so different. And they're like leaning in. And you actually step into a power and potency with dating or engaging with any other human being, right? If you stay vulnerable in that and have allowance with that and don't do the superiority thing that puts everybody else's walls and barriers up, you have this freedom and this space to be the chooser that I think a lot of us are avoiding being. So everywhere you guys don't yet trust yourself to be the chooser that is the leader in your life, will you destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? We're on Good, Bad, Pod, Poc, all 100 shorts, boys, POVADs, bases, creations, and beyonds.
Yes, Sarah, thank you so much. I know we've talked about this before, but it gets like different tonalities.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, every time we have the conversation. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. So here's what actually happened in this session. She wasn't just dating a man. This woman was interviewing for the role of official worth approver. And that's a pretty heavy job description. And what we uncovered is when you don't really trust yourself, dating turns into a performance. You tweak, you adjust, and then wait for feedback. Basically, you keep looking for signs that you've been chosen. But relationships aren't supposed to feel like a quarterly review. This shift wasn't about him suddenly validating her better. It was about her realizing that she had handed over the microphone and that she could actually take it back. Because when you actually have your own back, you stop dating for approval and you start dating from choice. And that's a very big difference. If this one hit, subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation.